Hello guys, welcome to another tutorial from Visual Accuracy. I'm Claudio, and today we're gonna be creating a heavy Pokeball from our previous tutorial of a Pokeball, since we already did it. And I'm gonna put the link down below or something, just so you can follow those steps on how to get to this place, to the state that we're in right now. And yeah, we're gonna be using a couple of native Blender add-ons to facilitate with the modeling. I'm not an expert modeler, but we're gonna do our best. Okay. All right. So let's take the color out, subdivision off, and take the smoothing off. We're going to let's take this smoothing off of this one too. The subsurface modifier, so we turn those off, and just to have it the way you would have it if you watched the previous tutorial, which I definitely recommend because we have a pretty nice and clean typology, and I think it's an easy to follow tutorial. Okay, so first of all, we're gonna enable the not that one. Oh yeah, we have to be in edit. So we're gonna enable, where is it? Okay, yeah, edit right here. So we're gonna edit the loop tools for this tutorial, and it's gonna come in handy because we're gonna be using the bridge and the circle, just because when we're doing this Pokeball, yes, we get it to exactly the function of this tool manually. Yeah, at least you know how it works, which you can do it manually if you want and tweak it, but we're gonna use it just to cut some time. All right. Okay, so we're gonna go into the edit and then preferences. All right, and then we're just gonna look for the loop tools, and it's a mesh. You can also find it on the mesh. All right, so that's one. The other thing that another tool that we're gonna use is the I believe is in the add mesh, and then we're gonna enable that add extra mesh objects. Yeah, that's gonna be really helpful, just to create a sphere, a clean sphere, and you'll see what I mean. Again, this is cutting the steps that we did previously while doing the default Pokeball that we see right here, and it'll be a bit much faster. All right, let's get to it. So first of all, we're gonna create the first ball of the heavy ball, which you can see right here. We're gonna take inspiration kind of from this one, that it looks like it was from one of these cards, because it has the nice painting. It looks like it was extracted from one of these cards because it has the same style that they used to use. But it's just the one that also closest looks more to it. I looked at a bunch, and I think this is a really good reference. You can also see it right here. All right, let's do this. Okay, so we're going to press tab to go into edit mode. Make sure you're in the points, in the vertex, and then we're gonna count 4 faces down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's the center. We're gonna click on that, and then mesh, snapped cursor to select it. All right. So we have that, and even before continuing, we are going to select our 4 that we counted right here, and then by pressing shift, keeping it pressed, wanna select these ones too. So we have 1, 2, 3, 1. Go by the faces, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need this one, and this one's 2. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good, that's great. And then with our loop tools, we're just gonna click on the circle, and bam, that just did. We don't have to go and spherify as to the sphere tool and have our clean edges. It does it for us automatically, which is great. We're gonna take these faces, and it's gonna come in handy. Actually, we're gonna go back to that. You know what, let's just do it right now. So press tab, and then we're gonna go to add mesh, and then we're gonna select the round cube, and I explained why in the previous video. Once again, we're gonna shrink it down, and we're just gonna leave there for now. Okay, let's do the next ones. I already thought of this spacing for the next ball that we see right here, which is around here. So we're going to do and it's about double the size, so we're gonna do 8, and it's in the center here, so we know that it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Am I counting them right? Should be. It feels like it's too tall. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the center. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, great, awesome. Sorry about that. And then we're just gonna land it right here. We don't have to count them again because we know it's it's a square pretty much. And we're gonna click on the circle once again. Yes, I know it looks messy, but we're gonna clean it up just a little bit towards the end. Okay, here we do the same thing. We're gonna go by this 4 right here, by counting the 4 faces, and then we're gonna select these vertices as well. Okay, awesome. Circle, great. Okay, now we're gonna press tab. Let's go into our sphere that we created, and we're going to add a mirror, and we're gonna say mirror to this object on the Y, and it's gonna be in the same spot as the other one. That'll come in handy later on. Okay, let's just might as well create this one too. and this. So snap cursor to selected, and then add, and where is it? Oh, right here. Okay, let's shrink it down, and we're gonna go back to that again. All right, so let's go to this one, and we're gonna actually disable it from view just for now, and we're gonna go to our Pokeball and then hit tab to edit, and we're gonna press X on those vertices that are inside, and then we're gonna dissolve those vertices. Okay, and let's do that with the bigger one too. Yes, I could use the lasso, but I already had the square selection. So we have other selections right here, but I already was using this one. So okay, so X, dissolve vertices. Awesome. So we have now this flat area, and I know I said at the beginning that we had this nice roundness, but the roundness mainly I was talking about was this edge right here that is contouring with this sphere. Okay, and we're gonna enable them back. This is probably if you're used to modeling a different way to do it, probably there's a much easier way. Yes, I did. I also tried making a selection. Let's say, for example, just to show you guys. Let's go by the faces. Okay. So if you press Control or Command on your computer, you can just click and it will go to the shortest path to it. Okay, and then if we go to our tool, to a sphere, and do this, and then at a subdivision, you can see that we start getting the ball. If you tweak it, I did get some good results when I tried that, but we get some artifacts, and it's just too actually much longer than what we're doing right now, so we're not going to do that. Okay, so tab, let's go back to this, and then actually let's just use our tool just so we can get it aligned as best we can, and press S to scale, and we're just gonna try to align the best we can with the vertices of the Pokeball that we have right here. Yes, so we're just going to you know what, this is set to the global, and we're gonna hit at the normals, and now we have the x-axis on this line right here, and everything is gonna stay adjacent to the sphere, so that's good. We're just gonna move it, scale it again. we're gonna move our move tool, and the good thing again that we have it to the normals, so it's moving on its normals axis. So okay, and let's do some rotation. If we press shift while turning, is gonna do a gradual turn. So as you can see, that was too fast. And I was trying to reduce with this tutorial that messing around with fiddling as much as possible. Oh, messed it up right here. Okay, and then going to go actually there. Yes, it's not gonna line up perfectly, but hopefully we'll get there. So actually don't scale it that much. We're gonna scale it, but we're gonna leave a nice area. Excellent. So we're gonna leave a bit like equal distance to the edge. We're gonna leave a nice edge, and that will come in handy in just a sec. All right, this is gonna work for now. Actually, let me scale it a tiny bit. Press the shift while you're scaling, and it's gonna do it slowly with precision, I think it's called. Like all right, so we have that, and yeah, the edges we're gonna have more of the mesh in one side than the other one because of the curvature of the actual ball. Good. And I think that I think that's gonna be, yeah, that's gonna be great. Cool. All right, so then what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit apply, and then we're gonna go to the Boolean modifier, and we're gonna set our object to the Pokeball. It has 2 L's. Yes, that's good. And yeah, so they got cut. Great, awesome. Apply. Make sure that it's set to difference, by the way. So if we look right here, make sure that it's set to difference. Awesome. And then I'm going to go to the move tool, and actually let's go, no, it's good. Actually, it's good. Yeah, actually it's good. So let's click on those spheres. Let's click in both of them because they're part of the same object. Then left click on your Pokeball, and then Control J to join them together. Go to edit, and I think you can do Control L. Yeah, and it's gonna select this whole separate object. Go to your move, and we're gonna separate it a bit, and we're gonna go into edge mode, press Alt, Shift Alt. Alright, and we're gonna click on bridge. And it's gonna remove the face that was inside as well. Okay. Let's go back to our selection. Control plus to increase the selection. And just move it down a bit. Okay. That actually looks good. Alright, we're gonna do the same thing to the other one. Which is Control L. And then since we have it on its, again, the normal is pointing out in the right direction. You don't even have to move it actually. Let me see. Actually, yeah, just a little bit. We'll bring it back down. Go into Edge, Alt, click, Shift Alt click on the Pokeball. Alright, and then we're gonna click on bridge again. Yes, you could do it manually again, but I think this is a good way. You probably don't have to move this sphere the way I did it, but that's up to you. I think it creates a nice edge once we subdivide it. All right, for this one we're supposed to have 8 faces on each side, and so press tab to go back into object mode, and let's add a subdivision surface, and we have 1 2 3 4, so that's good. And this is halfway, so we have 4 over here. Great, that works perfectly. And we're gonna apply that, rotate it. Yes, it's pointing, yes, as you can see, it's pointing on its X axis and the Z and the Y correctly. Okay, let's take this tool and move it back. We're gonna go down like to the second row of faces. I can also hit R and rotate it by the Y. I sometimes like to use the tools preferably. Yes, you save a lot more time with the shortcuts, but something that, I don't know, I'm used to. Okay, and we're gonna scale it and then move it back again. Okay, and scale it again. Not all the way again. Not all the way. Okay, great. Yeah, I think this one is gonna work just fine. It's not touching the other face. Great. Let's have that. Let's add a boolean. If you don't have the just to have less steps, another thing that you could do is enable the bool tool on the preference, So cool. I recommend using these add-ons all the time, especially if it helps you out. If you're learning, doing it by hand, if you're learning how to model, doing it by hand, you get a better understanding. I've been using Blender for years now, and Cinema 4D and other 3D softwares. So I just want to save some time, especially since I go over these tools manually on the previous tutorial. So every tutorial, we're gonna try to do things probably a little different, more efficient, just to not repeat ourselves way too much. Okay, so let's add the boolean. Oh yeah, about this tool, sorry. You select your object, then you select the next object, and then you press Control minus. No, it's the other way around. Select the object that is gonna do the cutting, and then the object. So shift click, then click the last object, the object that is gonna be cut, and then do Control minus, and as you can see, it gets cut. But we're gonna do this the long way. Right, and we're gonna hit apply. Awesome. Separate it a little bit. Going to click on your sphere. Control J to join. Tap to go into edit mode. Then line. Alt click. Let's see what's going on here. As you can see, this line didn't cut well, so we're gonna go Control C, back again, and make sure we push that down a bit more, because that was gonna be a bit of trouble in cleaning and whatnot. So let's just make sure we can. Great. I think that's good. Yeah. And yes, they are not aligning. I know that. We're gonna go over that. Okay, let's go this, that, apply. Shift click, Control J to join. Tab. Okay, Control L. Separate a little bit. Go into line. Alt click, Shift alt click. Bridge. And yes, as you could see, what exactly you were thinking that it was gonna happen, it did. So our lines have moved, and there's no more ways to do this. First of all, we're gonna since we have this option still available that the add-on gives you, the twist, we're gonna go minus. Let's see, yeah, that fixes up the twist a bit. Okay, and then we're gonna do the rest manually. Go to the center. Okay, Control plus, rotate, and let's just shift rotate just a tiny bit, get as many lines or as close to the center of each line as possible. Great, that's That's not bad, but the outsides are doing the same thing as well. So we're gonna do Control Plus again, and let's rotate just a little bit. Yeah, it's not gonna be perfect. You can still play around with it and get it really perfect, I'm sure, but this is gonna be good enough for what we're gonna be doing. Okay, now select your go back into the lines and then Shift Alt, Shift Alt. We're gonna go into the one that is closest to the sphere, select those lines, great. Then we're gonna do a bevel, and we're just gonna do a tiny bit. Actually, let me just increase it to show you something. Sorry, my mouse is kind of stupid. All right, so made a bevel. We're gonna increase the segments by 2, so we have a nice line in the middle. And the profile, which is gonna go on this angle. As you can see, the profile is straight, and we're gonna take that, instead of up, we're gonna go all the way down. So that's gonna flush the faces that were on this side pretty much back again to how they were. And we're gonna do, it's gonna create a nice crease, is what I'm saying, next to the sphere. Good. I kind of like how that looks. Okay. Let's enable or add our subdivision modifier, and take the wire out. Great. As you can see, it's pretty perfect. We do get just a tiny little bit of distortion, very minimal, that can be cleaned up, but that will be for another tutorial. Okay, the other problem that we could see is that it's not reflecting on the other side, and I'm sure that you guys are thinking the same thing. I'm gonna press 1 on our normal we're gonna press 1 on our number pad, sorry, and we're gonna go into front view. There's other ways to do it. You can just go here and go into front view, wherever that is. Okay, so 1, edit, vertices, X-ray, select almost half, lift the middle vertices alone, press X, delete vertices, go back by pressing tab, add a mirror. It's gonna be in the X, usually it is. Move it on top of your subdivision, because that's gonna create problems later on. And there you have it. Let's enable our subdivision. Okay, and then for coloring it, it's already set up from our previous, but we're just gonna change this color and add color to the spheres. And a good way to do that, especially since we have the mirror modifier on, press tab, go to faces, select one of the faces, go to select similar, or shift G, materials, and it's gonna select the 3 new spheres. Also, this bottom, the 3 spheres don't have a material, but a material was automatically applied because we already have other materials here, but it's usually not gonna, especially if you do this tutorial, it's just gonna be all 3 if you have this set up as another color. But we need to deselect them, go to X-ray, in this case, control, drag, good. We have them, plus, new, change the color, assign, good. Then we don't need the mirror anymore, so we can add that. Press tab, add it. You can leave it if you want to. I will leave it, but I'm gonna add it. And as you can see, we have these clean lines. And let's just recolor it. So I think for this one, we could go for a nice gray. Yeah, so the originals is kind of a gray, but I don't kind of like those colors. Yes, we're gonna take inspiration from it, but we're gonna do a lighter, a bit of a light gray, and we're going to put a bit of color into the gray. This is gonna be a tint of blue. So without tint, with tint, it's very subtle, but it blends in a bit more with the color of the spheres that I'm gonna do now. So I'll take the rough all the way, almost all the way down, and then let's do a nice blue. Ah. Yeah, I think that would work. I'll keep on playing around with it, but that's pretty much how it looks. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Let me know if you guys want to see the other Pokeballs. Please comment, like the video, that helps a lot, definitely, to make some time for it. And I see you again in the next one. Thank you, bye.